Double Game Week 26 is finally here. I'm going to tell you the best Arsenal player to captain and whether you should triple captain him or not. Make sure you stick around for the defensive contributions metrics later on in the video. They're key this game week. This game week offers a different perspective on the underlying stats. Usually we're comparing players with a high ceiling, but actually we're comparing defensive players, and Declan Rice has got the best output. That's kind of expected because he's a midfielder, but Timber's got the higher expected numbers by a little bit, which is very impressive. He's got some of the best expected numbers in the whole league for defenders. Both Rice and Gabriel have overperformed their XG, and I'm not surprised. Rice's free kicks are so good, I expect that to continue, and Gabriel's headers are so good as well. He's such a good aerial threat, so I expect him to overperform that as well. With that factored in, I wouldn't say there's much between Gabriel and Timber. Although Declan Rice is slightly behind Timber when it comes to the expected numbers, I'd still say that he's got the best numbers. I know that Timber gets an additional point for every goal scored, like Gabriel does as well, but with Rice being so clinical from direct free kicks, that has to be factored in, and we need to consider his assist potential as well. He's miles ahead on the expected assist and assist. It's just you get more points for a goal than you do for an assist. Contributing to that is that he's the main man on indirect free kicks and corners, and like I mentioned earlier, he's on direct free kicks, which increases that goal potential as well. Obviously, you're not going to see Gabriel or Timber take any free kicks or corners, and none of the 3 players on the shortlist are going to take penalties either. This is probably the only time you'll hear me say this on a video. Rice has got the highest anytime goal score odds. He's also got the highest anytime assist odds by quite a margin, and when you combine them both together, he's got the highest chance of returning with 55%, which means he's more likely to return than not. Gabriel's slightly more likely to score than Timber, but this is where the expected numbers come into it. The assist potential's much higher for Timber, so his anytime return odds are much higher from an attacking perspective. The points projections take a completely different shape. Gabriel's miles ahead on Fantasy Football Fix with 10.5, he's 2.1 ahead of Rice. On FPL Review he's still ahead with 10, only by 0.4 though ahead of Timber. Rice is 0.3 ahead of Timber on Fantasy Football Fix, and it's the other way around on FPL Review. So this new defensive contribution metric is very important this game week. Just remember that Rice and the 2 other players have got to hit different thresholds. Rice needs to hit 12 to be able to get 2 points, and the other 2 players are defenders, so they only need to hit 10. So whilst Rice has got more than Gabriel per 90 minutes, Rice is 1.1 off his threshold and Gabriel's 1.4 off his, so there's not much difference. But in terms of full matches played, Rice has hit that threshold 47% of those matches. Gabriel's hit it 35%, which is still decent, but he's still 12% behind. Timber's 5.3 per 90 minutes isn't comparable to the other 2 players, and the timing of his defensive contributions haven't been good because 89% of his matches hasn't even hit 10. Before we conclude, I've not got any concerns over the fitness of any of these players. All of them played in Arsenal's last match, which was 5 days before this next fixture. They all featured for 90 minutes, and they're all expected to play roughly the full match for both of them. Gabriel's got the whole 180 expected minutes, but he's only 5 minutes ahead of Timber and 7 ahead of Rice. Now it's time to conclude, so we need to consider from an attacking perspective and from a defensive perspective. So when it came to the underlying stats earlier, Timber was slightly better than Gabriel, and Rice was slightly better than Timber. When it came to the defensive contributions, Gabriel and Rice were much better than Timber, so I'm going to rule Timber out. So with Rice, I do prefer that he's got more attacking threat, and his defensive contributions are a bit more reliable. At the same time, we need to consider that Gabriel gets 4 points for a clean sheet, whilst Rice only gets 1. Arsenal's clean sheet odds this game week are 52% against Wolves and 40% against Brentford. That's quite high, and that's worth considering as well as the attacking threat. One thing I like about Rice is that he's technically got a higher ceiling. You can only get 1 clean sheet per match, but you can get multiple attacking returns. The thing is, will he hit those attacking returns? He's got 55% chance of getting at least 1 attacking return, which also means he's got a 45% chance of blanking, and he wouldn't get a share of those clean sheets. Gabriel's attacking threat for a defender is very good, it's just nowhere near what Rice is, but when the clean sheet odds are so high and you get 4 points for each, you are the safer option. On top of that, Rice might have a higher ceiling than Gabriel, but overall Rice has still got a pretty low ceiling, so I think the best captain this game week is Gabriel. Regarding the triple captainship, I know a lot of people are worried about the future because it's uncertain, and that's understandable, but at the same time you need to remember This is the worst data I've ever seen in a best captain video for a double game week. The floor is pretty high to be fair, so you probably get at least one return, whether it's attacking or defending, but you've not got a high ceiling, and I do think there will be a better opportunity in future. Obviously there's the case where you could end up planning on bench boosted in a big double game week, but you prefer the triple captain chip. I'd sacrifice the bench boost and use that in a different game week, rather than triple captain this game week. If you want to play it safe and activate it this game week, that's completely fine, but I'm almost certain there will be a better opportunity in future. Make sure you subscribe so you find out when that opportunity is. I'll tell you on this channel.